So, you good with it?
I don't have time for that.
Got your mics on?
Yep.
Please rise.
I have to call the meeting to order, I'm sorry.
Can
You just-
I'm gonna go ahead and get up anyway.
It's the first meeting of the year, sorry. Meeting to order. Sam, would you like to say a prayer?
Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you this morning to give you honor and glory and praise. Say thank you for your love and mercy and grace made new. Lord, it's a brand new year, brand new ideas and brand new goals. I ask you to please help us to join together as a community and the county to help for the betterment of all and not just some. It's a lot of work ahead for us. I thank all the elected officials, the attorney. I thank my fellow commissioners here, the council, and everybody for all the help they put together in 2025. It was a tough year, but bright future is upon us now, and we just ask you to lead us through the Spirit so we do your will. Today we also like to offer up Dee Fisher and her family. Dee lost her father a few days ago. We just ask you to just watch over them, be with them. And also Jack White, the EMA director, is pretty ill. He's still in the hospital. Prayers for him and his family that they may recover and return with good health, Father. We ask you to please forgive us of our sins and shortcomings in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
And the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated, you may stand, do whatever you want. Sit on the floor.
All three commissioners are present, and please sign in if you have it. I will open the floor for nominations for president.
All three commissioners would like to retire. No.
I'll nominate Sam Hobbs for president.
I'll second that.
You would. All in favor?
Aye.
3-0.
Yours.
Sure, boy.
I'll nominate Norm Warner for vice.
I'll second that nomination. All in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Gentlemen, you have had your package for some time. I looked at the minutes. Do you have any questions? I only had one. It was on page 5, and it was just a real minor detail. It was up on the holiday schedule, resolution 25-017, second by Hobbs. It said 2-9 approved, it should be 2-0 approved.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, nothing major, so that's all I have on the minutes.
Move to approve the minutes with the amendment as stated.
All in favor?
I have to abstain, I wasn't here.
Aye.
2-0. Thank you. Total payroll and claims. Payroll was $315,245.04. Regular claims, $424,209.19. Out-of-cycle claims, $22,258.84. Total payroll and claims, $761,713.07. Don't all jump on it at one time.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor? 3-0. The payroll AOD system policy change. Timekeeping. Hello, me.
Hello, everybody.
How's me?
Not too bad. I'm just, as you guys might see, I put a copy in front of everybody. This is in regards to our policy 401 timekeeping. There's been a few small changes with two departments. Our sheriff and EMS department will be going back to paper timekeeping. This is mostly due to the way that things are set up for the way that they do their shifts and things like that. It's just a little more complicated for them to use the AOD system. So they've requested to go back to paper. We have then modified the policy to reflect that accordingly, to allow the coroners, EMS, and sheriff's department to use paper timesheets. So the only thing up there is just to show that the revision's been made and just needs to be approved or denied.
Is that your request, Chris? Not saying it's not, but I have to ask
Yeah,
this.
no,
Is
you're
that
good.
sheriff's, about here, sheriff's office, and that is their request?
Yes, sir.
The coroner, that is their request?
Yes, sir.
Is there any other request from any other departments for this?
No.
I got my election.
I'm not aware of any other requests. I guess I should say.
Yeah, I know that my election people will have to do.
We did discuss that, yes.
Yes.
Which was mentioned yesterday.
We just started talking
Yeah.
about it.
Which I've not dealt with them yet because this is my first year dealing with any kind of election, so I'm not sure about their timekeeping, but it was something that she mentioned about possibly having to do paper for two
They're-
people or so.
Well, everyone will have it that works early, because they only get paid once, but they'll be here for a month. So it's not every 2 weeks, because they don't have cards to clock in and all that, because they're just temporary during election time.
A quick question, and whether you know this or Sheila knows this, the time clocks that are glued to the walls or mounted to the walls, do we own those or are we under contract? We own them? We bought them outright? There's no lease, there's no maintenance agreement, all that stuff? That answers your question, me and you had, Chris, I think we talked about that the other day. Is there any other request that no none from any other department head or this takes care of all of it?
Except for the only thing that she's discussing, so,
Yeah,
and
that's
we can
it.
talk more about that, we just started talking about that yesterday, so. As of right now, it's just those three departments being paper.
But you can make a motion to approve that, that will include the election.
Election and registration portion for those temporary individuals. So everything on this policy is exactly the same as what it was. There's
Right.
a few revisions. The only thing that is different, it states in the third paragraph, Owen County employees, except for employees in the EMS department, coroner's department, and sheriff's department, shall utilize AOD proceeding. And then as well as the very last statement on that paragraph stating that they could use paper timesheets.
So we'll have to change this document to include elections though, right?
She's stating as long as you can state in your motion that that is allowed, then
That'll be okay with them not actually being on the doc, okay.
yes.
Let me ask a quick question.
Yeah.
When does this need to go in effect today so you can get ready for the payroll?
Yes, please, if at all possible.
Well, I've read through it all, some of it, I understand most of it, some of it don't. I'm from the old school, I guess, a little bit on the paper end of it, but if you have talked to people, they've submitted their requests to you and some stuff like that, I make a motion that we, I don't know, well, I need to say that,
Approve the policy 401 as submitted with adding election and registration processing as well.
could you repeat that to me? I make a motion that we adopt the new timekeeping policy that reflects that EMS department, the coroner's department, and the sheriff's department, along with
Election and
Election.
registration.
Election registration shall utilize attendance on the demand AOD to record time worked for payroll purposes. Is that correct? That
Yep.
is my motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Before we go to the financial report, we're gonna be discussing a little bit of this here this morning. Hang on just one second. Lost train of thought. Sheila, I know you're gonna speak about, the financial report as well. I believe, are you going to speak a little bit about the budget, some of the shortfalls? The reason we're gonna speak about this, we want the public to understand, where we're at with our budget at this time. I know the council's meeting Monday night to discuss budget, and, we'll be here for that meeting as well, but I'm gonna let Sheila, mention a couple things, and I think Commissioner Risk has something he'd like to say.
You have your copies in front of you of the final copies that had came from DLGF after the requested changes that adjusted our rates and longevity, our totals that had came in. One of the copies that you have has the yellow sheets on there in the 3 columns that were cut by the state. I put the amounts that were cut on there. Again, your election and registration is $33,536. Your highway was cut $599,000, $753,000, and your King Cap Fund was cut $120,122. Those, again, are on the council agenda on Monday night to address, to decide where the shortfalls can be picked up from. There's a few options. I have given some of the options and talked with Pauline Anton and sent things to the other council members as well. Been a tough year. I had said this is my 6th year sitting here. Your June 30th cash balance determines your budgets. That is what DLGF is looking at every year. I had said that to the highway, EMS, everybody, pretty much constantly trying to make sure we're building it. It was hard to build the highway this last year because there were the leftover claims that we still had to get paid. We're playing catch up on that. And we got $1 million more than what we originally had from the first 1782 that came back, so they did increase it, but it's still a $599,000 shortfall to allow you to operate and know what your game plan is for the year. It's important. Again, we have to be mindful of cash balances, and I am going to start providing monthly reports. I give everybody the scheduled balances that gives them in there. I'm going to start the ones that I'm concerned with, the ones that I don't even think we've got 4 right now that I don't even think are gonna make it to the June settlement. That is not good, being the first meeting in January.
Right.
So we've got to, I'm gonna ask council to appoint a committee to review and keep an eye on them. And we have every 2 weeks, Benita and Chad are gonna have to, which they have been, they've been wonderful. Benita has figured out her system and kind of got into the groove with stuff to know what she needs to do, what needs transferred, or the encumbrances are going to help make a difference as well. But would not have made it through last year if it hadn't been for that $700,000 additional appropriation that you had to ask for. So, got to be mindful of all funds, but your primary fund right now to me is your election registration, being its election year, and your highway department.
That is correct. Commissioner Riss, I'm gonna let Commissioner Riss speak before I do.
All right, first off, I want the public to understand that last year, when we took over, we was over $1 million in the hole at the highway department. Sheila can verify that, so can Chad. I know the roads are not up to par. And this commissioner right here is gonna tell you right now, with the budget that we have of $3.4 million, these roads are not gonna get any better, folks. We've had $3.4 million in that budget for years. And look where the roads are. Things have went up in price. We cannot fix these roads on $3.4 million. We can patch them. We can patch them all day long. That's not fixing the problem. That's just my 2 cents. So I'll read you something here real quick. I put this on my Facebook. It says here, 2005 was a major reality check. Learned it's easier to criticize from the outside without knowledge from the inside, especially when navigating tight budgets and building consensus in the county government. We inherited $1 million plus deficit, the years of mismanagement in the highway department. Fixing that will continue to require some tough decisions, but that is what leadership has to do. Spent 2025 cleaning up a lot of mess, and I do believe these commissioners did clean up a lot of messes in the last year. Okay? And get people, and I get people want to criticize, but that doesn't change the facts. Hopefully the 2026 budget will be more solid. If the council decides to fund the highway department on its shortages from DLGF. I know there's a lot of talk online from Facebook keyboard warriors, but much of it is missing the facts. We can't fix a decade plus of issues in 12 months, but we're making steady progress. So folks, these roads, and it is crucial, and I'm going to tell you right now, it is crucial for the council to approve the highway budget. Because I'm going to tell you, if they don't call me about your roads. I'm willing to fix them, but I got to have the money to do it. That's all I got to say.
Norm, you got anything?
No, like I said, and I came in I think June, and we had a hill to climb. We're climbing it. We're working at it. It's going to take a little while, and it's going to be tough if we can't fully fund the budget for the coming year. That's all I got.
Well, I'm not one to ever keep my mouth shut because I probably just don't know how, but I guess I'm just going to reiterate what Commissioner Risk, Mr. Warner said. 2025 was a tough year. I don't want to talk about 2025. I don't want to talk about the past. I don't want to talk about anybody that was in office in the past. I don't want to talk about the mistakes that was made and stuff like that because we talked about them until we're blue in the face. You can't change what was happened. But rest assured, we're going to change what goes forward. We have a budget. I believe the council is going to fund it. I feel good about that on Monday night. We have a road plan. We know what we're going to do. Chad's very aware of what's going on. He's got some hard decisions to make, some hard choices to make. But I have went out and looked at roads and stuff. I talked to Chad and I've talked to people. I talk to a lot of people every week. And to be honest with you, there's a whole lot of people that is in support of what the commissioners are doing. Several people are unhappy with roads, and I understand that. But when you have financial mismanagement that's been going on for years, it's the taxpayers that suffer. I've said it since I've been sitting here, and I'll say it as long as I'm sitting here. It's the taxpayers who are getting the crappy end of the stick. The taxpayers deserve better on their roads. People talk about bringing business to Owen County and building homes and infrastructure to increase your tax base, which that's great. I understand all that and appreciate it because we need to increase your tax base. But if you don't have the infrastructure, people are not coming. I've got a list of roads that are absolutely in terrible shape that we as commissioners have to do something about. And the shortfall if the people in public don't know, the CCMG money that was, the state sent out at $400 million a year was cut to $100 million. 75% cut for our CCMG money. That's paved roads, right, Chad? Is that correct? So I was a little concerned about that, and so I made some phone calls and got a hold of a lady, very nice lady, the lady that developed the CCMG program, and we talked in depth 3 or 4 different times. And she was very forthcoming, very knowledgeable, and explained to me exactly what went on. One, the cut of 75% is a tough cut for anybody. But in the past, when we wrote out our road plan for the paved roads, and we followed the guidelines that we thought we should be following, that wasn't quite accurate. And she told me since the cut was so substantial for this year, that anybody that didn't dot an I or cross a T was automatically withheld from funding. So we got withheld with that too, along with the 75% cut. One of the issues that we had, and unbeknownst to Chad, unbeknownst to us, was that there's a critical phase of part of the CCMG is when you outline the roads that you're going to do. Let's just take Jones Road, and it goes out of ways and turns into a corner, then it may turn into 800 East or whatever the case may be. Our maps don't line up with NDOT's maps. I asked this question to them. I said, well, if that's been the case in the past, how come, we wasn't informed, sent a letter, reprimanded, whatever the case may be? And it's because they was getting so much money, the $400 million, that it was not just that they overlooked it, but some of the I's that didn't get dotted, or maybe you missed 15 feet here, wasn't such a big issue. Well, now they cut $300 million out of the budget. If you miss 5 feet on your road program, it's an issue. So NDOT is coming, hopefully in March, meet with the commissioners, Chad, and the mapper, and to make sure that our mapping lines up with NDOT. That way we don't miss out on any CCMG money, because I don't see the state providing $400 million in the future for CCMG. But she did. The lady was very nice and very positive that once we get this corrected, and that we'll be in good shape for our approval in coming July, which I hope that's the case. Don't know how much it's going to be or anything, but that's down the road. But yet, not knowing that our mapping didn't line up with the state's mapping is now a crucial point. So we're going to get that rectified, and they're going to come up and fix it for us through our mapping department, through Chad, and through the Board of Commissioners, to make sure that when we put a road in, it lines up with whatever the map says for NDOT, because that's how you get your money. I had no idea. So, but we didn't get approved for any CCMG money.
A lot of counties didn't.
A lot of counties didn't. So, that's another shortfall for the county for future paving roads. And with the shortfall of $600,000 from the state, just in our local budget here, we're close to $2 million in the hole. And we haven't, we're just starting 2026. So for the taxpayers, once you understand it, like Commissioner Riss said, it's critical for the council on Monday night to help fund, shore up our budget. We'll be there at the meeting, and I'm positive that they will, because they know how important it is. But Dave made a good point. You taxpayers out here, the people that are listening, please understand that in 2025, when we inherited about $1.5 million, wasn't it, Sheila?
Yep.
That was money that we had to come up with to pay back expenses. You take $1.5 million out of $3.4 million plus payroll and insurance and buying tires and stuff like that, you don't have any money left for the roads. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people want to point the fingers and blame and stuff. And I understand it, because there is people to blame. There is avenues, you know, but we're going to correct that to the best of our ability. And I want to thank Sheila for finding an IC code that helped us with our budget from the state, because our first initial response from the state, they was only going to give the county highway $1.9 million instead of 3.4. We would have closed the county highway. We'd had contracted everything out. We can't run the county highway on a $2 million budget. We can't run, it's hard to run the county highway on a $3.4 million budget. With the amount of work that needs to be done in this county, we need substantial finances. That's the reason this Board of Commissioners went to budget and asked for an additional $4 million strictly for road improvements. The council, county council voted, that was passed. It was sent to the state, and they denied our request. You have not because you asked not. If you don't ask for it, you're not going to get it. They're not just going to send you a check. So we did ask, we got denied, and then we got our budget cut. So for the public, please bear with us. We do have a plan, but Monday night will be critical on to see if the council helps us with the budget. Yes.
Once you get the maps lined up, can you reapply for money?
Oh, yes. She's,
So it's not,
no, we can, and she's coming up because she said that she would come up however long it took. Is that a good word? It's a good word today, yeah? We're touching it today. And she would get us on the right path, then we could apply, and she said we'd be in very good shape. That's coming. I don't care if it takes a week. We're all gonna sit through it, and you sit through it, and Sheila, and so we all understand the mapper, so they understand it. Because she said that was an issue. We don't want no more issues. But I don't want to talk about the past to more people. I don't care who set up here, I don't care who set up the don't count. I don't want to talk about it no more. It's not doing us any good. Let's move forward together as a team. We're all elected officials, county taxpayers. If you got an issue, you got 3 phone numbers, you can call any of the commissioners. We'll help you any way we can, come out to see you. And for the public out there that's listening, we understand your roads. I know Chad's working on, you're moving stone and grading roads and stuff like that. We have 14 employees at the county highway. We have 12 people working on the road. 12 people for 657 road miles. 12 people is all we got. We had 24 at one time, 26 at one time. We're half of our people. We would like to bring back 2 or 3 more operators to help in this situation, but with our budget circumstances the way we are, we're dead in the water. So we're saying another prayer for Monday night. Maybe the council could come up with a little more money for us. We hope, because we want to fix your roads, but we want to fix the roads right. That's been our plan all along, to ditching and culverts and fixing the roads right instead of just spreading stone all the time. But we have to have money to get it done. I'm gonna say one last thing, and this may upset people up at the State House. We have met with FEMA, Department of Homeland Security, till we're blue in the face. Is that a correct statement? Yes. Everybody?
Yeah.
Okay? We was guaranteed money. When the flood came, we was guaranteed emergency money real quick. We have seen zero money. $0.
But they want more pictures.
They take their own pictures.
Yes.
We've been out, we did the walk, we did the tour, we shook the hands, drank the coffee, and I felt good about it. I really did. We have seen $0. People call me and say, what'd you do with all the FEMA money you got? I ain't done nothing with it because I ain't got any. That's another issue.
But you had to spend it. You had to spend money in hopes to get reimbursed.
We have roads out in all, no, I can just go on all day, I don't want to. We have roads and bridges out there that if I had my way about it, just one individual, and we're gonna be talking about this in a probably executive session. I've got roads that we gotta fix, whether we got the money or not. There's roads that's gotta be fixed. I'll send the bill to the state. Let them pay the bill. It's a liability issue for this county to not repair our roads. And if the state can't see that it's a liability for the county, I don't know what to tell them. But we got problems. And I don't want to go through 2026 with all these type of problems. We need help, we need finances. I know our council's going to support us, I appreciate that. But the state was living off federal money for so long, now the federal money's not turning any money over to the state, so it's dried up. Now there's no money coming locally. You taxpayers are the ones suffering. We'll do the very best we can to take care of everything we can with the budget we got. Have faith in us. Believe in us if you can. Trust in God. Believe in us, and we'll do the best we can for your roads. I've said all I need to say.
I did meet with liaison to Braun last Friday, I think it was. It's a new position that they've created to try to bolster the communication between county government and the governor. And I reiterated all of what has been said here. And I really hammered on the FEMA and Homeland Security, the fighting amongst those two groups, and the fact that we've got no financing from them on either side, because I don't know if they can't get along or they can't figure out what they want to do. And I told him, I said, you know, we're going to have to spend money that we really don't have to solve problems that you guys have come down and looked at numerous times. We spoke to you. We were told we would get money to help repair Rattlesnake Road, among others, and it's just not happened. So I don't know if it'll go anywhere, but I can't imagine that opening those lines of communication can be a negative for us. Maybe we'll get some movement from that side of it. Like I said, he was brand new into the position. It was something that the governor kind of started to speak to the counties. He had been to a couple of counties already, and he had reached out, and I said, sure, I'll meet with you. So we are trying to work both sides here to try to get where we want to go with the roads. So.
Everybody knows money rules. It takes money. You got yours cut, we got ours cut. It takes money to operate. It takes a lot of it. A lot of money. And public safety and infrastructure are your two biggest things. If you're not protecting public safety and providing the infrastructure to your county, you're going backwards. We need all the help we can get. I'm over my tangent for now.
Also in your packets, this is the spreadsheet. Original amount that had been turned in was over 28 million. This, as of right now, which will change based on what council action is, the state approved a total budget for all departments in the county for $21,386,165.
If you hold that thought real quick, what was our budget last year? Total budget?
24 something.
No. Pay attention to what she just said. Our budget for 2025 was $24 million, right? Our budget for 2026 is how much?
21,386.
You see what's happened there? The budget's been cut. It affects everybody, not just the highway department. It affects public service, public, you know, the bottom line, it affects you taxpayers. Yous are the ones that's suffering. We can only do so much. Council can only do so much. If the state's not listening, or if they're not hearing what we're saying, I don't know how any more clear we could be. You know, cut the budget $3 million from last year. You gotta make cuts. Where do you make cuts from? Who wants to make cuts in their department? How many people need more people? How many of them out there need more money per hour? Huh? Everybody sitting here does.
Yep.
How many taxpayers out there needs your roads fixed and stuff like that, and and ditches and culverts put in and trees cut and stuff like that. Everybody out there. It affects everybody. I better hush because my blood pressure's about to start to go up. She just, go ahead. You got anything else, Sheila?
If you had your blue copies in your packets, I don't know if you brought them or not.
I got them.
If you had questions, treasurer's here.
Thank you for this report that we get every month. I appreciate that every meeting. This is, it's important. Anybody needs one of these, should be more than happy to give you one. If you want to take mine, you can. Take a look at it. It's very important to pay attention to. Finances are very important to pay attention to. If you're not looking at your cash balances, you don't understand what your budget is, you better find somebody to talk to. Because I think, I won't say it, I'll hush, Mrs. Reeves. Pay attention. Pay attention to your budget. Pay attention to your finances. Talk to people. Ask questions. Communicate.
Do your job.
She said it. She said it.
You also had a benefit balance paperwork. It's all employees in front of you. It gives you vacation, personal and comp time. I know you'll be addressing it down the road in other meetings, but this is what the year ended with as far as everybody's time.
We have policy. We have a policy in place. I'm going to refer to comp time real quick. We have a policy in place. Is that correct? It states your comp time. Now, believe me, I understand. Been there and done it. This is about like my 16th year. The commissioners, we're going to be discussing this real soon. And I'm not going to mention anybody's names, and I got nothing against nobody. But comp time, certain departments get more comp time than others. In public safety, we understand that. Some people don't. Some people are doing well under comp time. We have some individuals that are over and stuff. We understand it's hard to get away, so on and so forth. But the policy is clear, crystal clear on what you can earn on comp time. Rest assured, we'll enforce that policy come February. It has to be done. And the reason why, if it don't, it gets out of control. It's been out of control for years, years, and years. So I'm just going to use an example. Let's say you're allowed to get 40 hours comp time, and you get your 40 hours comp time. Then you have to work over, stay late, meetings. I understand, and I understand all that, people. Nothing against anybody, please. But if you work 5 hours over and you turn that in, you're not getting 5 hours comp time. You'll get paid overtime. I have stressed repeatedly that every department needs to look at their overtime budget. Every department, I believe, needs some sort of overtime budget. Everybody, whether you have to increase your overtime budget. I know with dispatch, I don't know how much overtime you've had, my dear God, probably $500,000, I don't know. I know the sheriff deals with it, and stuff like that. But the fact of it is, we're going to enforce the policy. So for people who are over, let's say you get 40 and you have 60. I've said this over and over and over. I'm going to go to the council with this, probably in February with the approval of the other two commissioners. If you have 60 hours and you're only supposed to have 40, they're going to pay you out. They need to pay, everybody needs to be paid down to where their max is. That's it. It eliminates the comp time problem in its entirety. You don't go over your limit. You have to get paid overtime. The council does not budget for comp time. There is no money allocated for comp time. People get comp time, and we understand that, but you have to draw the line in the sand somewhere. So we're gonna draw the line in the sand. Now, I don't know whether the council is going to, pay people out or not, and, get them down to their whatever hours they're gonna get. That's not for, I hope they would. I hope they can find the resources to get that done. We don't have a whole lot of people, out of the gate, so to speak. And not blaming anybody that is out of the gate, because I know circumstances happen, but we gotta keep it in check. And we're gonna keep it in check. Hello, Diane.
My problem is I have an election deputy and we have to do Saturdays during that 1 month. And then also we have to come in early to set up and leave late to tear down.
That only happens on election time.
That only happens twice a year, every other year.
There are circumstances, things happen. We understand things do happen, stuff like that, so, but on the normal day-to-day end of things,
Other people know, yeah.
keep it in check, because we're going to. Because if you got 40 hours and you turn in 5 hours comp time and it comes to payroll, it's gonna red flag you. You're not gonna get comp time. Is that fair? Anybody got any questions for that? Anybody concerned with that? You concerned with it?
A little bit.
About, tell me what it is.
That's not gonna deter anybody from getting comp time. If they're gonna, you pay comp time at your regular wage, but you're gonna pay them overtime at time and a half. So how does that deter anybody from getting comp?
You can't go over your maximum comp hours. If you get 40 hours as your maximum, you can't get 41.
But you're gonna pay them out overtime for an hour.
That's because they budget for overtime. They don't budget for comp time. You can't keep building comp time up on the books, because eventually the council has to pay that. Whether you stay here a year, 2 years, or not, when you leave, on your next paycheck, that comp time has to be paid out.
We don't have it online for, we haven't had it for, I couldn't tell you how long.
And that's the reason I say every department needs to have a budget for overtime.
I'm not too worried about others and check, but
Yeah.
see others that are not.
Because if you're gonna have a policy and you're not gonna enforce it, what's good for the policy?
I understand what you're saying, and I just,
We're gonna enforce the policy. We have to, because it's drafted, and that's what it means. If you just say, well, we're just gonna ignore and just let it go. There was one time, a few years ago, that was gonna cost, I think, the county like $300,000 to pay everybody out. We don't have $300,000. So as the Board of Commissioners, we have to keep the policy in check. If you're going over your comp time in different occasions, and I do understand that, set you up a line item for overtime. Let the council budget your overtime money, so when you reach your comp time max, when you go over that, it gets paid out. It's easier to pay somebody out 40 hours of comp time when it's time to pay them out than it is to pay somebody 200 hours. Because if it keeps building, eventually it has to be paid. If we keep it in check, it makes it more of a minimal payout for the council. Does that make sense? You happy now? No.
I think what she's saying is your policy is going to be in check, then you're just moving it over to a different fund line. At time and a half versus regular wage, because your department's heads or whoever is not managing the initial setup and following the policy, or under certain circumstances, that's just not holding. But you're getting time and a half in overtime.
But it has to be funded somehow.
Sure, if they'll fund it.
I don't know, and that's just would be my request. If they choose not to, we can only do what we can do. But there's no funding for comp time.
Right. I understand, you're holding to the policy, which is what we should all do. But yeah, it's still just gonna go over to a different fund line if it's not controlled.
Yeah, I mean, it's everybody has to be responsible, everybody, but when somebody leaves and they got buku of time, the council's gotta pay them. So it's funded somewhere. Well, where's it funded from? It's not. So they have to find the money. Whether it's 40 hours or 400 hours, council's got to find the money. It's easier to request an overtime budget of whatever you think the department might need. At least that would help absorb some of the punishment, so to speak.
Looking at time and a half versus a regular hour wage.
Yep, I know. But if they want to, council wants to create a fund for comp time, let them create a fund for comp time. But you still have a maximum that can only be, that can only be paid out. You know, if they want to create a fund for comp time at 40 hours of straight time, oh, create that fund. That way we don't go into the time and a half stuff. There's avenues for it. But for us as Board of Commissioners, we have to hold that number in check so it doesn't get out of hand. Anybody else not happy with me? I still love you. Okay, old business, budget notices, budget review, we talked about all that stuff. Jail project review. We had a jail committee meeting, discussed a lot of things. We're going to have another one here sometime soon. We've got some issues. One of the issues that we have is the cost for the new sewer line project for the jail. Another issue is acquisition of easements. I think we made it perfectly clear in the meeting that we need to get these things in check. I've been meeting with the Commonwealth, the town. It's about a $2 million upgrade for the sewer. One of the things that I guess was not understood was the budget for the jail on the sewer project was just from the jail to the manhole. Commonwealth and the town of Spencer have stated that if we're going to build a jail, that from the manhole all the way to the lift station on 5th Street, that 8-inch sewer line has to be upgraded to a 12-inch sewer line. And there's two different ways to do that. But, you know, they kind of got us in a pinch here. We can build a jail and run an 8-inch sewer from the jail to the manhole only if we upgrade that line from the manhole to 5th Street lift station to a 12-inch line. That's at a cost of somewhere, I'm just going to go in the middle of the road, of $2 million. That was not in the jail project. That's an additional $2 million. We have to have easements for utilities and stuff like that. I've been dealing with them a little bit aggressively, I guess. It's just my nature. But it's their responsibility, the developer and the builder, to get this stuff handled. And I was adamant about that they need to get on this. Another issue was they had to do some more testing, drilling out at the quarry site to, it's called, I don't quote me on this, so don't hold me to this, the stabilization of the ground, how stable it was underneath. They had to do some more testing. I did get an email back this morning that they're waiting on the results of those tests. We're still waiting on some information from the developer and the contractor for information that is critical. The Board of Commissioners, this is my opinion, gentlemen, don't want to upset the apple cart with anybody. We're going to make sure that it's absolutely unquestionable, guaranteed 100% that the quarry site is the best site for this jail. It has to fit within our budget, within our means, and it has to be an adequate, absolutely 100% guaranteed suitable site. Is that a fair statement?
Yep. That's fair.
We don't want to put the cart before the horse, so to speak, We do have a land transaction, land swap, if that's what you want to call it, at hand. But as one commissioner, just me, in my opinion, known, I will not move on the land swap until the testing is back and we are for sure guaranteed by the developer and the contractor that it's a suitable place to build. Anybody got any questions about that? I want the jail as much as anybody. This is like our 15th year trying to get a jail, and the Quarry site is a nice site, but there's now some utility questions, concerns, easement, and the stability of the ground. It's public information. I'm not going to hide anything from you. It does not behoove these Board of Commissioners, in my opinion, to proceed with the land swap until we're satisfied beyond a reasonable doubt that this is the place to build the jail. Any questions from the public? Yes, aye.
Where is the Quarry site?
You know where Walmart is? Then there's Winders Road, where old Ralph Rogers Quarry site used to be, right behind Walmart.
I know where Walmart is.
Yeah, YMCA. It's right there in the back right there. It's a nice location. Good place for a jail. But as being responsible from the Board of Commissioners standpoint, we don't want to put the cart before the horse until we're guaranteed that that's the site to build on. We don't want to own a rock if we can't build a jail on it. That's not fair to the taxpayers. So, but we should be getting some updated information, and hopefully we can have an updated information to the public in our January meeting, first meeting. It's all good. Any questions? Shelley, you got any questions? Atta girl. New business, we're going to go into new business before we move to Shelley. I have to do one thing ahead of you, Shelley. Anthony Overholt is the county commissioner's attorney. He was our attorney in 2025. He wishes to continue his scope of work with the Board of Commissioners in 2026. He's issued a contract to the Board of Commissioners. It hasn't changed. It's the same contract, sir. Is that correct?
It is.
We did save some money, Sheila. Is that correct? We talked about this yesterday. We saved several $1,000s. I thank Tony for his efforts. I know we kind of throwed a lot at him, and I'm very outspoken, and I'll tell him this straight to him today because he's sitting here. Coming in as an attorney to a different board, and everybody's got opinions and ideas and goals and stuff like that. I think he's done well for us, and I told him previously, and I'll tell him again today, that if this Board of Commissioners, especially me, because I'm the one running my mouth most of the time, he needs to interject on something, he needs to interject. If I'm saying something out of bounds or not doing something, or one of the commissioners, he needs to interject. If he has an opinion on something that will help negate some conversation or whatever during a meeting, I ask him to please speak up. Is that a fair statement, sir?
It is, and I will.
Because, I'm very aggressive too, and I want an aggressive attorney. We got a lot to go through in 2026, but I appreciate him wanting to stay on board. This is my recommendation. I make a motion that we keep Anthony Overholt as the county attorney for 2026.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Welcome aboard. sir.
Another year.
Yeah, but he's thinking.
Glad to be here.
Thank you. Okay, ma'am, treasurer. Shelley, Mrs. Townsend.
Close the commissioner meeting, open a hearing for her, and then close it and go back to
Oh, I'd like to close the commissioners' meeting temporarily, open up for the new business, for the treasurer, for the Board of Finance meeting. Is that how you say it? Probably not, but. Oh, well, hello there.
Thanks.
So Dave, you are the president of the Board of Finance.
Mr. President.
I'd like to call the finance meeting to order.
Next step
So
will be to
moved.
elect.
I can't hear you, darling.
Next step is to elect president and secretary.
Who would like to be the president?
You ain't talking to me, are you? I'm wore out, dude.
I think you did a fine job.
Oh, okay.
I select Dave Commissioner, Dave
I
Rich,
second that.
the president of the board. All in favor?
Aye.
No. You in favor, Dave?
I'm in favor.
God, praise God. Hallelujah. Things are working out today. Who's the secretary?
Currently, it is I.
Would you like to continue to
I
be
will
secretary?
continue.
We appoint Shelley Townsend the secretary of the finance board.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Thanks, Shelley.
No problem. Any questions on the January 23rd, 2025 board meeting? Got a copy in there.
Yep, I don't have any questions. Got a lot of faith in you, Shelley.
You'll see next after the minutes is the investments for 2025. The last page will show you that what we have collected. Grand total is $967,514.32 for the year in interest.
Awesome. Let me get to,
Not too shabby, the interest rates are really good.
what is the interest rate? I mean,
They are down, they're down to, I want to say 4.1, I think is where we have our CDs right now.
in
Sorry.
flipping through this and finding all the, how many CDs do we have?
We have 2 out there right now, 4 million. Now that we have our budget in, we can go more. I'm limited on how much I can invest for the entire county.
Thank you, that's gonna be my next thing. Do we have more money that we could possibly invest? Good, that's a conversation I had the other day, because I wasn't for sure. So you got them, are they both at Crane? Is that-
Both at Crane, correct.
Both at Crane,
And, I'm sorry, 4.04 was December's.
okay. Good. Well, when you look into the finances and if we have more to invest, I'm sure you'll update us on that.
Can you?
That'd be good, so. What are you, in your professional opinion, the overall health of the county?
It is.
If you graded it on a A to F, the overall health, just be on, I just wanna know.
I guess I really don't know how to answer that question.
A
because I
G?
think we are way better than what we have been in the past.
Good.
I can say that easily enough. As far as the health of the county, I really don't look at it like that. It's more on the fund side
Right.
of things.
I'm asking you now, I'm gonna ask you the same question.
As far as dollar wise, we are better than what we have been in the past. It's gone up tremendously in the last 4 years.
Why is that?
Overspending.
previous overspending, and now we're not as
I
bad.
want to, you said it. And I'm not putting you on the spot, but I'm putting you on the spot. I want you to repeat again so the public can understand. How come we're in better financial shape now than we was in the past?
We're holding the budgets way better than we were back then. Still, some funds are going over in certain areas, but we are doing way better. The only thing I can 100% speak on is your interest rates for, your CDs, your investments that you have out there. It went from 0.015 to what I'm gathering now at
Yeah.
4.04. So 100% of that is based on CD and, rates. Those are tremendously better than they were. As far as an overall funds budget, we are not overspending as bad as we were in 19, 20, 21. So you are starting to get, the budgets under control.
Overspending is critical, isn't it?
It's bad.
Would you like to further?
2021, when I took over, the general fund was $4 million and some, like $400 and some thousand in the red. Come a long way. We currently have a $6 million plus balance in just the general fund. There's been more oversight. There's been more trying to work with the budgets and the departments individually, as well as the council, keeping everybody informed what we're looking at. One of the things I'm asking for at the council meeting Monday night is a committee to review the budgets, and let's be prepared going into the June 30th cash balance as well as the budgets when we start putting them together. And again, I have some funds that I'm concerned with that aren't gonna make it. It's not their fault, the revenue's not there. So from that perspective, we've grown leaps and bounds, but it's taken everybody keeping their eyes on it and trying to work together, and I feel like I've had to teach some of the people that have been here for years, elected officials, department heads, council, like Budget 101, basically, here's what we have. We just met and went over budgets with you three, and I feel we gained a lot
Yep,
in going through those and the understanding of what you have and where you go. Shelley has done an excellent job. Diane did prior
Yes.
to her on investing and keeping an eye on it, and that cautionary step you want to take to make sure what monies we are saving are getting invested well, and she's done good, and Diane did great.
We also had the pro report that the previous commissioners had done, and we had told them the whole time that it's overspending, and that's what they found out after they did the pro report.
And so with that being said, and once again, I'm not gonna throw nobody on the bus. And the past is in the past.
Right.
But when you inherit a budget of constant overspending
Right.
or mismanagement, however you want to call it, it takes more than an overnight success to turn that kind of deficit around for this county.
Well, it definitely does. We struggled back then. I mean, I saw it get down to $4 million in our bank account. That's how low they got it.
And you can see now you're at 28 million in your bank accounts, and we got down to 4.
Yeah,
It was bad.
it was critical. So for the public, for all elected officials, department head and stuff like that, Sheila said this once, said it 1,000 times, you gotta watch your budget. You gotta look at your cash balances. You gotta know what you got and what you don't have. You can't buy and spend just because you want something or you need something. We all need stuff. Money's critical. But I want to thank Shelley and Diane for the finances and stuff like that, and thank the auditor for keeping everybody in check. But I will tell you, Madam Auditor, Madam, I don't like that word. I love you dearly. You're one of my dearest friends, stuff like that. And this Board of Commissioners recognizes your hard work and your effort from you and your staff and your whole entire team. But it's time to get aggressive. The auditor, love her dearly. She works hard. She's here on the weekends. She comes in all the time working 60 hours a week and stuff like that. I think we all know that. You got to draw a line in the sand sometime. You have to make sure people are being responsible for what they need to be doing, and instead of you taking it all on board of your shoulders and doing everybody else's job, including this Board of Commissioners. We're not exempt. We're no different than anybody else. We've been trying to work with you hard if we can, having meetings and going through budgets, and appreciate that. But if we're not doing our jobs, I expect you to tell us. And I expect you to tell everybody else that they're not doing their jobs, that they need to start doing their jobs. Because to be honest with you, I'm saying this because I care about you and I love you dearly. You're working 67 hours a week, gonna take you to your grave. I've had enough of you sitting here on the weekends.
We've got, again, a lot of stuff coming down the pike at the state level on the Senate bills and changes, whether it's the LID, the SE1. It's gonna take all 7 councilmen, you guys working together every step of the way and making the best decisions and looking long-term, not just, okay, we got our budgets, everybody can start over. You got to do, Shelley's ready to invest again, but you gotta make sure that we know that we're gonna be doing the right thing and putting it in the right places and not getting spent, wasted, or, we just talked about the comp time and stuff. Everything that you spend, everything that comes down the pike, there's a dollar amount associated with it. Is it the best decision? Sometimes it's easier to say no. Sometimes it's easier, just like with the comp balances. I begged for a full-time employee this last year, and if I'd had that, I wouldn't have an employee with comp time. But I have to have my office open. I have to have things going on. I've taken on the workload. It's not, my job is to provide the information to the 10 of you. It's your job to do your jobs, and the responsibility of the department heads and the elected officials as well to step up to the plate, and let's not get back where we were. I understand where the past auditor was. You get to that point when you don't have boards working together and people that are just doing things. I understand exactly where she got to in that, and but we can't control that. We have to do what you guys say. All we can do is bring it to the attention to the right people. And I don't want to get to that point again. I don't want to be forced to have to become the bad guy or to whatever. So I plan on, again, council meeting Monday night. We all 10 have got to make sure we're going down the same path together, especially with the new project as far as the jail goes.
Absolutely.
You've got to make sure you've got all of your ducks in a row at each step of the way, and you don't get out of line somewhere along the way that could cost us everything. So, yes.
Well, being mindful of that, and I appreciate everything you do, Shelley and Diane and everybody, and I appreciate everybody, but your days of working 67 hours a week, I can't tell you what to do and what not to do. But as a friend, I tell everybody, for me, God comes first, my family comes next, somebody else is going to have his job and I leave. But in fact of it is, you cannot continue to work 60, 70 hours a week and doing things that are not your responsibility. Is that a fair statement?
Very fair, yes.
I'll get off my
And I'm
tangent.
not gonna keep doing it.
You need to make that known. Okay, that's the only thing I need. You need to make that known.
Hey, Shelley,
Yes.
what is the projected timeline on reinvesting? Just so I know. Just so we know.
To invest more
Are you just gonna leave these in there and let them
until they
continue?
mature, yes.
Okay, all right.
And then I can turn around and reinvest
I didn't know if you were
them.
gonna take that and buy others, or if you just left them, so.
I leave, the interest goes to, I believe, the general fund, is where your interest is going. The interest is going into the general fund, so, I don't see, that goes where it goes, and you use it as you use it. I will turn around and reinvest that $4 million in addition to what I'm gonna do probably this week or next week.
So we don't ever take any of the gains on the CDs and reinvest them along with the CDs, or is this the max that we can invest?
No, I do not take the gains and reinvest. I stick with just your bottom dollar, the 2 million in each CD.
Okay.
So, look, can I ask a question about that? Because I'm gonna have to plead ignorant here.
Not be able to answer it, but you can ask it.
So the interest that we accumulated off our CDs goes to the general fund. Is that by state statute?
I believe so.
So-
There's some redevelopment interest that's in that, but the county's portion is the 936,183.
I'm kinda like Norm, you know, that matures and you got that interest rate we can't roll that interest rate over into the CD.
We can. However, it's always been policy to drop it in general fund because we need it.
I do understand that, but I'm looking,
So you want me to invest 2.5? Is that what you're asking, if I can invest more? Yes.
yeah, because if we're making if we have $2 million and you can invest 2.5,
Sure.
we're gonna create a substantial amount of more interest.
Correct. As long as I stay within the guidelines of the policies that we're about to approve, yes.
So not say we're making money.
We are making money.
You're making money for the
almost $1
county.
million.
So if we can invest more in the CD
Sure.
and make more money, you're making more money for the county.
As long as I stay within the guidelines, I can do that, yes.
I'd like to see what that would be. If you don't care, whenever you get time, I'd like to see what, because it's like money in the bank.
Okay. And there is a formula that the auditor's office used when Shelley turns in how much interest she gets. They decide, they put it into the different funds
Okay,
that it needs to go into.
and I'm not trying to deprive anybody out of that, but
Yeah.
I just think the more, I go back and look on the money we got for the 4 million, what do you call it, money we got?
ARPA.
Yeah, I look back on that.
Now, ARPA had that, at the time, I don't know if it changed during the time I was there. That money, that fund got its own, interest.
Same fund.
There was rules that went with that, so it wasn't something that just went to a general
Sure.
fund.
Yeah, and
So the current ARPA fund, the ARPA balance that we received overall, 4,012 something, I think it was, that has been spent. The only thing you're getting now is interest money. It's in the ARPA interest, and what you're making on that is again, it's still in its own separate fund. It can be moved because we no longer have to report after the final report that I have to do in March.
so how much is in the, do you just, you don't look it up, that's okay. I know it's on that spreadsheet.
138,963.54.
Well, thank you, $138,000. Okay. Well, if you could look into that, see what our guidelines could be, or how much more we could invest. It's just-
Dollar-wise? Because you're
Yes.
getting ready to do that policy
So-
here, which is aligns with the state.
The 138 you're speaking of, once we're past that last report, is that all the strings attached to that money?
It is your money to spend how you want.
So
but
then
you
it
have
becomes-
made some decisions already
Yes.
on where that goes to.
Okay. I didn't know if the strings that were attached before would continue on even after
Yeah.
so the final report dissolves that, and, okay.
And that came with the ARPA audit that came last year.
Right.
When they came in, this is where you're at that time. We still had like 46,000 left in it. That has been spent since then. So again, the money that is coming in now is totally interest. We have to keep it in that fund. There's not moving anything else. I just have to do the final report.
Sure. Makes sense. What else you got?
We got to review the investment policy for 2026. Nothing's changed from the previous several years, so if you have any questions there, we just need to
What's
adopt that.
what's the resolution number on this one?
2026-001.
001. Okay.
we're looking at investment policy first and then the resolution.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. The investment policy just tells you who and the board of commissioners and the
Right.
treasurer.
That's okay. A lot of pages in here. I make a motion that we accept the investment policy. Is that a good answer for that?
Where's the copy you just signed?
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Okay, then we move on to,
Move on to the resolution.
001.
what is it?
001.
001.
Yep.
I make a motion that the county commissioners adopt the Owen County Investment Resolution 2026-001.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0. We got it up here. We'll get this signed, Shelley, sometime here between now and dark.
Okay.
Thank you.
And the last thing is the 2-year-old checks. I just need approval to void those out.
Sorry.
Comes to $1,069.57.
Do we need to state any kind of statute in our or in our motion, or can we just make a motion to allow you to do that?
Just
That's
a
a good
motion.
enough.
I think it's a motion just to allow me to void out the 2-year-old checks.
I'll make a motion that we allow Shelley to cancel the 2-year-old, you said? 2-year-old checks.
$4,690.57, correct?
$1,069.
$1,069. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0. That it?
That's it. If Dave
Thank
wants to
you.
close out the meeting.
Dave?
Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
You'll have to reel.
Yeah, you'll have to reopen our meeting. so.
Yeah, there we go. We closed out the Treasury Board of Finance meeting, and now reopen the Board of Commissioners meeting and Mr. Tourism Board himself. How you doing, brother?
Good, how are you?
Oh, look at me. Look at me. I'm happy to be here. Deborah, don't forget to remind me while you're here about Dave Costin. Thank you. Go ahead, Tourism Board.
Well, we're here this morning to ask your consideration for reappointing Owen County Tourism Commission Board Member Kimberly Baird. And Kimberly has served on our board since October 2019, and she lives in Gosport, and she's the president of the Gosport Business Association. She's a good board member, and we enjoy working with her, and so we would like to recommend that she be reappointed to another 4-year term. She's not here today because she had to work, but she wanted us to tell you that she likes giving back to her community, and that she enjoys serving on the tourism board, and she would appreciate your consideration for reappointment. And if you have any questions or anything you'd like to discuss.
How many folks do you have on that board?
It's a 5-member board.
5-member board. And all of them are 4-year terms?
Yes. But this is the only one that's expiring because they're somewhat staggered.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good idea. And then my only other question, because we've run into this with appointments on other boards, is there any kind of process to notify the public that there's positions coming open or anything like that? Or has that ever been an issue for you guys for this particular board?
That's never been an issue.
Yeah, it's not been an issue before.
Okay. Non-paid position, obviously, right? Just
Right, it's not paid. And the way it works is the county commissioners appoint 4 out of the 5 board members. and then there's one board member appointed by the Spencer Town Council. And so the Gosport Town Council, they don't get to appoint a member. And because of that, we usually, we always try to ask the commissioners to appoint at least one person from Gosport so that the town is represented.
Absolutely.
She was highly recommended to by Brad King when he had to step down from the board. She's active in the community in Gosport, and she's the team lead at the bank where she works, and she's just
Awesome.
well-rounded.
I move that we approve to appoint Kimberly to the board.
If she's okay with it, and I'm okay with it, I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0. There you have it. Is that it?
Thank you, we
Yeah,
appreciate it.
We're gonna leave the highway off for just a minute. Okay, we're back to the storage unit, resolution. We talked about this, but it's up, strictly up to the entire board. It's, not just, my decision by no means. I know my thoughts on it. I want to read, what's resolution number is this? 002, 2026, 002. Gentlemen, have you had the chance to look at this resolution?
Yes.
Thoughts, ideas, concerns, goals, needs?
The only concern I have is this is kind of our revenue stream for the building department. So as long as we're gonna, when that,
Building department doesn't get no more money
they
at
don't
all.
get that anymore,
This all goes to the jail project.
all goes to jail project.
Mhm.
Okay. Beyond that, I thought they were getting a portion of
They
it.
were until
Okay,
earlier.
okay. Well, that being said, then I'm good with it.
Commissioner Risk?
I don't think we're in the storage business, in my opinion.
No, I'm not. I want to read this to the public so the public understands exactly this resolution. I don't, whereas Owen Board of Commissioners own and operate storage facility located at 910 West Hillside, Spencer, Indiana 47460, commonly known as Owen Valley Storage. Whereas the Commissioners wish to cease operation of the storage facility on July 1st, 2026. Now therefore be it resolved by the Owen County Commissioner as follows. As of January 1, 2026, no further rental payments shall be due to the storage facility from customers who currently rent individual storage space. Any money owed by renters for pay period prior to January 1, 2026 is still due. No new rental agreements shall be executed by the storage facility upon enactment of this resolution. All renters shall be notified as soon as possible that all items stored in the storage facility shall be removed no later than June 30th, 2026. Access to the storage facility will be terminated for current renters July 1st, 2026. You get plenty of notification. The storage facility will cease operations effective July 1st, 2026. This resolution shall be in full force and effect immediately upon its passage. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve the resolution 2026-002.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0. So for the public out there, you got plenty?
We're going to send a copy of this to the current renters so that everybody has this to see it themselves and move on. We've been telling everybody in the month of December that this was coming up and a possibility, so most of them are aware of it. There will be a couple of refunds that we will have to make because people have paid through to March and April when they made their payments.
Sure.
Tony's working on those resolutions for your next meeting to be able to officially close out the account. I believe there's $9,000 and some dollars in the current balance, but there's $20,000 sitting in the bank that will go in there, and then that will be transferred to the jail fund as well.
Because on the jail project situation, we're going, the jail's going to get built. for sure. And we hope anyway, but, you know, it'll have to be in the interest of the Board of Commissioners to, look at the property of the jail storage unit property in no jail, once this, gets everything.
On that resolution, did it say that anybody that owed prior to 26 is still paying?
That's what it says. Mary here it says,
Everybody's, we had a couple that haven't paid, and that have been double locked since we inherited it, and have been for 2 or 3 years, and we're not, those are just gonna be
Yeah,
one.
it's hard to figure out who owes what.
well, and it's, just like I say, we've ceased the payments on it. You know, we'll get what we can get, from the people that paid and stuff like that. We're not gonna hunt people down. It's just notice now, you know, you have till the end of June to get your stuff out, move it out, because we're going out of the storage unit business. Come July 1st, if it's not out, it belongs to the commissioners. Then we'll do whatever we need to do, I don't know.
Storage wars.
I hadn't thought about it. You'd be good at that, Pat, storage wars. You know, so,
As you've noticed, I didn't raise my hand again.
go ahead and raise both of them. So, I know that, the one storage unit where the houses the sheriff now and the chief and deputies and stuff like that, that L-shaped storage unit will remain, regardless of anything. That area of property will remain the county's property. We're probably gonna get some appraisals done here shortly, on the property where the jail sits and the storage unit sits, just to see what the value of that property is. Once the jail, we get that all lined out and the jail, gets built, it may be in the best interest of the commissioners to, sell that piece of property. It is a prime piece of property to help pay for the jail. So, you know, we're not gonna, that's my opinion. I think we've discussed it some, about that, so, but that one unit will remain in possession, of the county. So, any questions on that?
No, I think we talked about like splitting at the alley.
Right there at the alley?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Board of Commissioners, held an executive session. The Board of Commissioners of Owen County met in an executive session on the second day of January 2026, the commission room located here at the courthouse. I was not present for this meeting. Commissioner Warner, Commissioner Risk, was in this meeting. It was to discuss personnel issues. But gentlemen, I have to ask you a question. We, the Board of Owen County, Commissioners of Owen County, hereby certify that no decisions were made or subject matter discussed in the executive session other than the subject matter specified herein and posted notice of the actual session. Is that true?
That's correct. Yes.
So, we have to have motion, we don't have a motion signed this, do we? You gotta make a motion to sign the executive session which occurred on January 2nd of 2026.
So moved.
I say.
I'll abstain, I was not here. 2-0. We got him took care of, county attorney, he's still here so far. Department heads, elected officials.
Shit.
Now Shelley, you was just sitting up there.
I was Board of Finance meeting.
Oh, okay.
This one's different. I just wanted to bring to the commissioners and the public's attention, we are going to, if it all works out for 2026, we're going to try and implement e-notices, which is going to be your tax bill online. It's going to come through your email versus a mailed one. This year, everybody will get a mailed bill, but we are looking for your approval at some point to sign an agreement with them. If things go the direction that we talked with as far as our webinar yesterday, I think our fund line will hold enough money to be able to finance the one-time setup fee of $300 and take care of some of the fees that will be new with this aspect of tax bill.
No, that'll be
disbursement.
that'll be 300 every year after
No,
that then,
it's a
just
one-time
one
setup
time.
fee. Mhm. So I don't think I'm gonna have to ask the council for any additional appropriations in regards to that, but it is going to be very new, so I'm gonna be presenting this to them on Monday night as well, to see if everybody's okay with me signing the agreement for one, which I'm presenting to you guys, if you're okay with me moving forward with their, a proposal, thank you. And I can give this to you guys, so you can look it over and see what you think. It is,
How many other counties are doing that?
several, I did not get a list, his word was several counties use this, and we have had the public request this option. It costs the county nothing outside of that setup fee, except for 0.014 cents when they go to get that email registered. So again, my fund for printing has 5,000 in it. It cost us right around 4,600 this year to print. I still have the 300 to do for the setup fee, but I may ask the council this August for a couple hundred more to cover the 1.014 fee for the registration of the email, which is a one-time fee as well, to get this implemented, and in 2027, they would start receiving, if they sign up for it, totally their call, if they sign up for it, and it would be zero cost to the county in that regard.
So if they don't have an email, we're still gonna mail them one, right?
Absolutely.
Sounds like.
Absolutely. This is based on the resident's decision only, nothing that I'm
Okay.
involved in. They have the option, if they choose to register for this, it's all on them. It would not be the county side, it would just take out some postage for the county side. So we wouldn't start seeing savings on the county side until 2027.
Did they have any kind of percentage when they've implemented this elsewhere? Percentage of folks that have signed up for it as opposed to still receiving mailings? Just so we would have a number that we could say, hey, we might actually save, a couple of $1,000s here at some point. I don't know if they'd have that or not.
I didn't ask him that exact question, but one of the questions we did ask was similar to that, and we would need like 20% the first year to see a dramatic decrease in postage that we would spend. So that's 20% of your, 28,000 or 20,000 parcels that are here. And we have a lot of young residents here that are very tech savvy and choose that option. We have them requested every year for as long as I can remember, if they can get this electronically. So I think it may take a couple of years to get that answer for you on the savings side of things, but I will be able to report to you every year with that, yes.
Did they give you any guidance on advertising of this and kind of pushing it so that we could generate that over 20%?
I have the option right now to put it on the back side of the coupons for free, but they have a buck slip, again, that is 0.12 for each buck slip that would go in, with the little tiny slips that would go into each envelope with detailed instructions on how to sign up for it if you so choose.
And this year, we'll mail them all out like before, and then that information will be on there. And are they going to work through your office, or is it directly to this place?
Directly to that place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me. Could you repeat all that? No,
Sure.
I'm just kidding. No,
I'll
I'm
give
good.
you, she's gonna make me some copies, I can get you, I apologize, I should have had you guys some copies.
That's
But I just
fine.
had the webinar yesterday morning at 9 a.m., or yesterday at 1, so got the quote or the proposal rather quickly from them, so I can present to you today.
Awesome. Chris, you got anything, Bob?
Nothing.
Deborah?
Other than requesting to keep Dave for another 6 months. It'll be less time weekly, but hopefully the new radio system will be up, and I am definitely gonna need help with the new radio system.
I spoke to Dave too in person about this, and he says, by the way, you're doing a fine job. And as you guys know, we brought Dave Costin on a request. I think the 911 board, Dave is a wealth of knowledge, very experienced. Brought him on board last year for 3 months. I don't remember exactly how many hours it was a week, but it's $25,000. Deborah is requesting for Dave Costin to stay on for another 6 months. The hours are going to be different, but the price tag is still another $25,000. I've talked to Dave Costin, and he would like to stay, and he understands, you know, the finances, of course, but Chris is here to, you know, to probably testify about Dave himself, but the guy's just a wealth of knowledge.
Yes, it is.
Would that be a correct statement, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, he's been in it for years, and in fact, during the task force 7 days, Dave was our go-to guy in anything communications. I'd like to, if I could, I'd like to say that we had a pretty difficult time finding somebody to take this position. We've got a very good person in the director's position right now, and if we can keep Dave on to help get her where she needs to be, and if she could gain half the knowledge that Dave's got.
That would take a quarter of it.
And also, Dave, I think would be a great asset for this radio project when it gets moving. So, I really don't think that the additional funds is gonna just be thrown up in the air. I mean, it's really gonna benefit this county, make sure that she's set and ready to go, and that she's successful in running the department down there.
Well, we
And then the 911 board has spoke about it, and I think it was favorable, wasn't it? Yes, that we wanted to try to keep him on.
well, you know, we've spent, what, 2 years or however long we spent trying to get a director and getting things worked out. And are you, how do you feel about your position? I'm gonna try and put you on the spot, but I will. Are you okay? Are you gonna stay? Or are you,
Oh, yeah.
are you having any
I'm not
reservations?
going anywhere.
I've heard that before.
I enjoy the job.
Are you making progress?
We actually just hired somebody.
Hallelujah, praise God.
She's just a baby.
You're just a baby.
She's just a baby. She's only 18. But she's very level-headed. She starts on the 19th. Her family is in law enforcement, so she knows the job. And they were okay with her continuing to take the job. So
18. Whew.
so we're excited, yeah. She's
Good.
She's a very sweet girl.
So how many are you still short?
Still short too.
Okay. Well, I mean, do we have to have it? I guess have to have this in the motion. I mean,
Oh.
So you gotta take it to council.
we gotta take it to council for the money. But go ahead. You was gonna say something more?
Well, I was gonna say, we're gonna need something to go before them. Can you type up a recommendation? Is that how we would handle that, Sheila?
I don't know if the one that I sent you would do, or if I need to do something else.
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
And
we'll
then-
take it to the council and,
Tony, do we have to have another, I don't even know what to call it, but do we need to have that number on some sort of form again, like we did last time, because we had to pass, the council had to pass something to fund the position.
Additional appropriation,
Right.
along with $25,000 written
Yes,
on it.
we'll need that.
She can
Oh,
sign
yeah.
it, or you guys can sign it.
Okay.
You gotta have.
So who generates that? Is that you or is that her?
We'll have Deborah sign it
She sent it.
again, it can
Okay.
go on the council.
But we'll need an
agenda for
additional, we
Monday
can't
night.
just work off the old one, right?
the one that she sent, I think, it states that he's gonna be here for 6 months. The hours are different, but it's 6 months at the same cost.
Okay.
Are we sure 6 months is gonna cover this? That's
Depends on
the.
the radio project, that's, I don't know, with the rate, when, he's gonna need to be here to help me do that. So hopefully, I don't know how. the
Do we
radio-
have a time frame on that, Chris, at all?
Pardon me?
Do we have a time frame on that?
I got a hold of the vendor in December and asked them what was going on because we were told, October and all the way. And Putnam County put their order in before we did, and they just received their equipment in December. And he expected us to get it probably a month later. We ordered it about a month after they did. So we should be,
February?
I would hope this month, the equipment would come in and then we would start building things out. So,
And how long is the process, once the equipment's here, they tell you that?
2-3 months out is the,
It's close.
But that's one of, I think, it's just me, I would like to see a year instead of 6 months. That way we're covered. We don't have to go through this again.
I'm not sure that.
We gotta
I'm
ask.
sure Dave will do
I'm sure
that.
Dave's interested.
Let's talk to Dave. What do you think Dave would do?
Could we ask him just through the completion of the radio project at least, and see if he's willing to go that route?
Yeah.
So I don't wanna, I've seen what happens when you don't train on the back end of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
You know,
nightmare.
It's terrible, so.
Dave was retired and
That's a
told
lot.
us no many times.
Yeah, he told us no right out of the gate, no way I ain't coming over, no way.
I'm enjoying retirement title. And then, we begged him to help us find a director, and he did a very good job of that. So I don't know if Dave would be interested in.
Well, I mean,
We can talk.
I think it's important though that he's here to teach everybody all this, because first responders are essential, they're priority. And we get you a new system and you don't know how to use it, well, that's sort of, a waste. See if we can talk to him, see if we can get him to, hey, until everything's said and done, get everybody properly trained, then go back to retirement if you want.
See,
So
The
do you know,
the request was 6 months, wasn't it?
yeah, so you need to do an open, you need to do up to 1 year, allow them the flexibility to talk with him. If he agrees to 1 year, then it's 50,000 that she'll be asking for Monday night. If he says no, then it's 25,000.
there you have it, Deborah.
I just want to make sure everybody gets trained.
Oh, no, you're
We
fine.
get this system and he leaves a month prior.
Yeah.
You don't know how long it's gonna take to get this up and done
Yeah.
and running.
I will talk to him as soon as I get back to the office.
Okay.
Well, then we'll wait to hear from you, but I just, I guess on a preliminary motion, I don't know how we wanna say it, we keep Dave costing on for a minimum of 6 months, up to a year, if he agrees to it. How's that, does that sound all right? That's good?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
3-0.
Thank you. Just seconded that.
I'll second that. Me and Norm said.
Okay.
So, one more thing on 911, and I don't know if this is you or Sheila, but I need to know who installed those UPSs up there in the first place. Who would have that information? I've reached out to a contractor or two, and when I show them the picture of the thing, it's above their heads. So I'm assuming the people that put them in there may, if they can't repair them for us, they can at least direct me to somebody that can. But I don't know who has that information. There's some paperwork laying on them. I don't know if that company's name is on it. I can't remember.
When I get back, I haven't seen anything.
You might check, that first one had some papers on it, and just check and see if you've got anything at all. And
I've not seen anything in all the paperwork I've gone through,
Okay.
but I can go back to it, so.
if you can get that information to me, then I'll start trying to prod these people along, because when they find out they're hardwired like they are, it makes them nervous, and rightfully so. That's a whole different level of support, so.
Speaking of 911, on the upstairs where the server room is, the cooling issues we've had, yada, yada, and some trouble, problems, Chris has been involved, Norm's been involved. We're waiting on one more quote to come in, and we should have that, hopefully have that quote in the next few days. So at the next commissioner meeting, we'll select a contractor to get a new system installed, and I don't need to explain it, but we got some cooling issues upstairs and some issues with the air handling unit, and waiting on another quote. So as we get that quote in, send it to you guys to take a look at it and compare apples to apples, and get that fixed for you. I know it's, and I apologize, it's another delay. Yes, can I help you?
Just wait until you're done.
Me? You waiting for me to be done? I'll shut up right now.
Have you
Deborah,
got the
sorry.
computers that you were wanting, or wasn't there some?
I did, but they said that Norm said no, so we didn't get it.
So that was because we were holding off on,
But she had her own money.
she did have her own money,
So
okay.
there is an IT meeting coming up on January the 15th at 2 p.m. We'll send out an invite. The committee is gonna be there, but I'm gonna request that any department heads or elected officials that wanna come, so we're all on the same page.
All right,
We
thank
had, Judge Hanlon had the same request. She had her own money, so they were ordered. So we're gonna figure out how to communicate better. We were doing really good while Orion was around, and nothing against Connor, the new one that's replaced him, but there's the technical side of every step, which I don't want anything to do. There's the financial side of it, and again, unfortunately, they overspent $29,000 that they're already into this year's budget with to get them paid. So anytime you have an issue, you're a priority. If we have to pay for it from somewhere else, you just need to make sure that the three commissioners and I know, because we could have went ahead and just said, get it and figure it out later. So don't ever do without down there. Same
Yeah.
thing for the sheriff's department and EMS. There's priorities no matter what, even if it's a funding issue.
With that being said, when you send out that email, make sure that Orion comes to the meeting. I know he's got a different job classification, but it does make a difference. He's kind of the hub to this, and he can help explain some stuff. And we have to curb the appetite as much as we can. I know we got some upgrades to do, and I'm not an IT person. I don't know how to turn the computer on. But we need to stay in check, but you need to have what you need to have.
So I guess I need to know, they got new computers, I don't know when, if they got new computers when they moved over there, and then one of them went down? Does anybody know?
We replaced, when they went in there, they bought microcomputers, which in that situation is probably a bad idea because of the amount of usage. They're never shut down. Those things weren't designed to run 24/7 because they don't have the airflow to cool them like properly. So what I've told those guys is when you replace one of those, put in no smaller than a small form factor so that there's some room. That's why the one that's there is bigger than the others.
So, well, they said, well, the one that they replaced is what they're telling me is not as big as what is in there now.
Okay.
They just got one from their back room that was used.
Right.
And put in there, so it's the one that's running slow, so.
So what we would want to do is then, I'd like to systematically replace them all with something that has, but we have to look at the finances, and we're gonna have, during the IT meeting, we'll have this conversation. Because we need to get everything on a rotation across the whole corporation, the whole county. Chad's got some things going on, upstairs has got some things, these guys have got some things. We need to get everything lined out and kind of tell them, here's our expectations, here's what we can do, and then, of course, we gotta keep an eye on the budget and the process. But I'd like to have that meeting, because I came into it on the back end here and was just trying to make Band-Aids till we got to the end of the year. But now that we're into the next year, and we already know we're almost $30,000 into next year's budget, we've got to be careful, but we still need to be functional. And they need to understand where I'm coming from on how do we get this done and what's the priority, and and what are we gonna do to make this better? And this is gonna be a long process. You don't do them all at once, obviously, because you can't afford it. But we need to knock out the ones that we know are gonna be a problem, the ones that have to stay on 24/7 first, get those done, get a reliable machine in there, and then move on to the next, whatever that next project is.
Well, I wasn't sure whether there was something that, they should have replaced that with different, if they just gave us a Band-Aid and should have replaced it with a new one.
So we had that conversation about the larger machines with the more airflow, but it went down and was dead. And so they grabbed one out of the back, and it's just kind of been put in there and left. So that's another thing we need to deal with is, hey, if you give us something from the back room, that's not the permanent fix. That's to bridge the gap between it and the new one coming in and being replaced properly. So we'll have that conversation as well.
That make sure whatever, that's critical that you're up and running there. It's critical for everybody, but in your situation. If you got anything, you got needs or something like that, get with us.
Maintenance is there today fixing the light in the bathroom, so they'll appreciate that.
Okay. Good. Glad he's getting done to get that fixed, but don't hesitate to reach out and ask, okay? The department heads, elected officials. Chad? Really? You don't, nothing? Any update? You guys working?
We're working.
Working.
Patching holes and trying to get gravel roads back in somewhat shape.
Any concerns? Guys okay?
I believe so.
And you have 12 guys working, is that correct, sir?
12 guys on the road, yes.
It's not much, is it?
Not at all.
Okay. Good deal. All right, buddy, well, appreciate what you're doing and everything. I will be getting with you probably either tomorrow or Monday. We're gonna let's just make it Monday, not tomorrow. And we're gonna do some traveling and go over a few things, and report back to these guys and stuff, and if they wanna go and do their own thing. I got some ideas, and it may not be any good ideas, but I hope Monday night the council, I'm positive they're gonna help us with the budget, so I look forward to that. Attorney, you have anything? You got anything you wanna talk about? Yeah, we'll get to them here in a minute.
One issue about the storage units.
Yes.
How many storage units are currently in use? In other words, how many of them actually have property in them? Do you know approximately?
I would say from the checks that come in, maybe 20 at the most. We don't make more deposits than
The reason I ask is because you're a governmental entity and because you've taken possession of this property by using the storage units, this may be treated, the property that's in those units may be treated as unclaimed property. So to the extent we have people who have items in those storage units and don't claim them, make sure you let me know that, because we may have to deal with that through a separate process. In other words, you can't just say, well, they didn't pick it up, so we're going to throw it away. We're going to have to go through a specific process to deal with that.
Is that something we can go ahead and get dealt with? They've got a pretty substantial lead time on getting their stuff out that,
if you can reach them, I mean, this may not be a problem. If you've only got about 20 people, you may be able to locate them and get their property returned to them, and it's not going to be an issue. It may be an issue, though, if you can't reach them and you reach the end of that period that you've got there in the resolution, and nobody's picked it up, and we don't know where those people are.
Okay.
If that situation occurs, then we need to kind of reconvene and figure out what to do with that.
We have 3 of those people, and we know how to get a hold of them. And the
Okay.
others are the everydays that are here. And
Okay.
the three
They did
get their
this,
stuff.
they did this once before and they auctioned off the property.
Wow.
But I don't want to do anything we're not supposed to.
Yeah, I just want, I'm not saying we can't do that. I'm just saying, if we get to that point
Okay.
where people don't pick it up, before we get rid of it, we gotta sit down and figure out exactly what we need to do. Because there may be some statutes that require us to do
Sure,
certain
we
things.
don't want to, appreciate that, we don't want to do anything that out of bounds or cause anybody any problems. And we know there's a lot of hardships out there with people, and we understand that. We want to be mindful of that as well.
I did think of one other thing with 911, sorry.
Yes, no,
Deborah, well, I'll ask the attorney what I need. So we have to declare the old batteries that are laying all over the place up there that I've taken out as surplus in order to get rid of those. So who drafts that document? Is it her? Is it you?
She can do it.
So if you draft up a document basically stating that these batteries are junk, they're no good anymore, and that we can then declare them as surplus and recycle them. Then we'll take them and get them recycled somewhere. Okay?
You need
Yeah,
to
because
write
it-
a letter to the commissioners meeting for them to approve what's on there. And Chad, isn't there, aren't we just doing like a one place that those are going? I know that there was only one avenue that it was being used as far as doing an online surplus.
got deals on, yeah. I got a couple more things real quick.
Can you give me that? Or can,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just saying, we get the,
Yeah, you just gotta treat it like surplus property.
okay,
That's all.
okay.
I had two things, I forgot the one, so I only got one left, so praise God. Last year, for several years, we did a community picnic here at the courthouse. Remember how we got outside and we cooked out and people brought food and we had a great time. We was gonna do that in 2025 at the Dome with the work, construction and stuff like that. We didn't get it done. And I'm all about it. We had a great time for several years. It was wonderful. So I'm making a proposal that the Board of Commissioners head this up. I'd like to see May 9th is pretty good weather in May, isn't it? Decent weather. Cold? What? Is it Mother's Day weekend? Well, we can't do it.
It's my birthday, do it.
Free food for you, huh? That's Mother's Day weekend? It's, well, election is the week, the few days before. It's after the election. I do not want to have it before the election. So, but May 9th is Mother's Day? May 10th is,
Well, that's
well,
the weekend though.
we're going to do it on the weekend. We've always did it on a Saturday. More people get to come to it on Saturday. So would you prefer May 9th or May 16th for the community picnic? And we'll get to address this. I'd like to see the Board of Commissioners head this up, get behind the grills, cooking out some hamburgers, hot dog brats, whatever, and other elected officials and people can bring stuff. We'll just, remember when we had it years ago? It was nice. All out there, we had a good time. So, the Board of Commissioners, if, public, do you have a particular
I'll cook.
date, 9th or the 16th, that you'd like to? 16th? You guys into it?
I'm good with it, whichever day, it don't matter.
Long way
said-
off, but I'll take it.
Okay, what about you, Norm?
Yep, I'm good.
Good. Let me change the date, because I wrote down May 9th, see? I make a motion that on May 16th, that the Board of Commissioners, along with other elected officials, department heads, and to be honest with you, people that want to get involved, that we have a community picnic outside of this courthouse from 11 to 2. That's 3 hours. I encourage all elected officials, all department heads, employees to join in on this. It is just a way for us to tell the community and the county, we appreciate you through the good times, bad times. It's just a way to give back to the community and tell them thanks for their commitment to helping this county and this.
And no tax dollars will be spent.
No tax dollars will be spent for this. No tax dollars. Chris Lunsford will support us financially.
That was a joke, people, that was a joke.
Yeah, sorry. Anybody out there, Chris Lunsford said no. Donate stuff, you know,
I've still got my list. I'll bring
we
out
can,
the
I
list.
think we need to go ahead and get that circulated and get a list. I'm going to recommend that the Board of I'll probably get hammered on this one. I recommend that the Board of Commissioners provide the hamburgers, hot dogs, and brats, the meat, for the cookout. That is just my recommendation. You guys got any thoughts on that?
You cooking?
I have a plan. I won't, yes.
So when people are gonna donate money,
I requested Diane Stutzman.
no.
If people want to make a donation to this, I'll be honest with you, it's my opinion. If they want to donate some food, bring some food, fine. No money. I don't want the taxpayers to be out a dime to contribute. If they want to break some brownies, cupcakes, watermelons, I know that last time we had food all around the courthouse, but are you commissioners okay with?
What'd you say again just a minute ago there, Norway?
He doesn't share that same problem with us, that he doesn't want anybody to. Yeah, I'm good.
We're good.
The commissioners will provide the hamburgers, hot dogs, and the brats for this. Please join in, everybody join in, come to this. Nicole, if you could get that in your paper, 11 to 2 on May 16th. We're just gonna have a great time outside, eat a lot of good food, so I pledge for everybody to join in. Public comments. Ma'am? Oh.
Sorry, you made a motion on the picnic, but there wasn't a second and you didn't vote.
I'll second.
How come everything has to have a motion? All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank God, you have to. All in favor of the community picnic on May 16th from 11 to 2, commissioners providing hamburgers, hot dogs, and broth. All in favor? 3-0, praise God. Are you,
I have one other
For the
thing
love.
before you do the public comments.
yes, Beth,
Our capital assets
I got
and
it, I
inventory.
got it.
she's on
I
that.
got it.
Our
He's-
inventory needs to be in, put in the system by the 20th.
Well, now you're gonna flare me up. How long have we been requesting this?
I sent the email out.
That's not what I asked you. How long have we been requesting this?
Forever.
You want to address it? Because you don't want me starting.
We're the ones that are begging everybody to get it done. We can't ask anymore. We've sent emails, we've asked, we've done. It got wrote up by the state. If I don't have it in, we're gonna get wrote up again. We're down to, we've got to have it.
How many departments don't have it in?
I know.
Well, she's just new, she's okay, we're gonna let her.
Oh, let's let her off the hook. Would you,
There's several departments that need to do updates. There's new vehicles, there's new radios, there's new laptops, those kinds of things need updated. She just sent out an email last week, reminding everybody, get it in. So by the next commissioners meeting, we will have a complete list of people we have not.
and we'll bring it out in public so that everybody understands who's not,
Yes,
okay. The capital improvement plan,
that's next on my list.
he wants to handle this because commissioners, this is for us to take hold of immediately.
It's pretty straightforward under the statute that's cited here, which is 36(6), 3.6. It was advised by, I think, State Board of Accounts,
That is correct.
that you needed to do a capital improvement plan. Typically, those are prepared by municipal financial advisors, people like Jeff Peters. But I think here, Beth took on the responsibility of putting this together. There was one adopted, I think, at the end of 2025, and it was this one. But it needed to be amended because the statute actually requires that the plan be for a 2-year period. So what this does is amend the plan so it extends for 2 years.
For 2 years instead of 1 year. Commissioners, be aware of this. This capital improvement plan is under the regulation of the Board of Commissioners. We need to set up some sort of meeting sometime soon to discuss this capital improvement plan, because we need to move forward with what our plan is going to be for capital improvements. This has to be done for a 2-year cycle. We have to list the things. Sheila, please jump on me if I'm not saying right. We need to list the things that we want done in this county, that we need done. And Sheila, am I correct on this, that this also includes road projects?
Structure can be
Yes.
included.
Is that correct?
Yes.
So, gentlemen, we need to organize on this as soon as possible. I'd say we try to get a meeting set up between now and our next meeting to discuss this, because we have to get an itemized list, correct, Sheila?
Yes.
Of the things that we want done, we need done, and it's a 2-year plan. So by sometime between now and our next meeting, we need to have a meeting, executive session or administrative, have whatever, I don't know, there's so many, whatever you want to call it, executive session probably.
Executive meeting that you're calling next Thursday morning at 9 a.m. for interviews. You can add
Would you please,
administrative as well.
we have interviews for the VA assistant next Thursday at 9 a.m. Let's please add to that agenda the capital improvement plan for Owen County. It's a 2-year plan. Let's work on this and get this adopted, so we can send it to the council so they know exactly what our capital improvement plan is, and this does include roads. Okay, sir? You guys good with that? So we'll hang on to this until next meeting. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Public comment. Young lady in the back, what is your name?
Jill Hudson.
Hi, Jill. Well, I've got some emails from you. Hi, Jill. Yeah, a time or two, yes.
So
You-
I just have a couple of questions, and one of them may not be for this department, but I don't know where to go. So I know when we were going through this thing with Hydro and we go through Heather as the administrator to gather information, I was a little bit frustrated for a couple reasons. When I send an email to Heather, and this, I'm not picking on Heather at all.
Sure, I understand.
She's done nothing but help and be helpful to me. When I send an email to her, I don't get any confirmation or anything knowing that she received that email. That's the first thing. There's no automatic kickback that says, thank you for your email was received, nothing like that. And I would think that would be a pretty simple fix. I don't know that, I'm not an IT person, but everybody, a lot of people do that, it's just an auto response. But going down that same path, when we had, I know clearly how to email the commissioners, but you can't contact the BZA, which is reasonable and understandable. But when I send an email to Heather, to the members of the BZA, that's another moment where I don't know that it's been dispersed. And
not saying she's not doing her job, but, you know, what if she called out sick that day? Or what if she got called out sick for 2 weeks? Or what if she had a baby? Or, you know, I mean, there's just a whole chain of events that could happen that could not, where the whole chain falls apart. So that, to me, that was, I don't know, I just think that there should be some sort of, I don't know.
Response.
Yeah, yeah. And I was also thinking about how hard Heather works. You know, over the last 8 weeks, I have been at her office, I've been on the phone with her, I've emailed her, you know, a dozen times, and I'm just one person. And she's just one person. And she does a lot. She fills a lot of shoes in a lot. I've seen her in different meetings that I'm at, you know, in the evening or whatever. And so I wondered, and I think you mentioned something about corralling people, corralling different departments all on the same page and whatever. Does this county have an administrator, if that's their function?
No.
Because, have they ever had one?
No.
We went through this a few months back, didn't we? The whole
We did.
county Going through email issue.
Yes. I will address your issue. I will see Heather, to talk to Heather today, because she needs to make sure she at least creates a response back to you that she
I don't
received.
want her to get in trouble for anything.
She's not getting in trouble, but you just stated you're not getting a response about your emails. So she can send a received, that automatic reply that I received your email, because I get those sometimes too. So that's a quick fix.
I
That
did want to,
that is what we went through. I mean, it was
Exactly.
That you didn't know that your email went through and those people weren't getting it.
That's right.
I want to add though that Heather did forward all the emails on concerning the BZA and the hydro. She's very good at communicating because she wants us to have as much information as possible.
I would agree with that statement. I would just like to know, I would like to have some confirmation of my own, you know, rather than just a big question mark out there, did it happen? You know, I don't think that's fair to me as a taxpayer when I have concerns that I don't even know.
I think that's a fair question. I think just a quick response, received. I mean, that says that they received it and stuff like that. So I'll talk to her about that today.
Okay, and then my second, I have another after this, but on the county website, like for this meeting or any meeting, when I tap onto the meeting, there's no packet that comes up, so I don't know what's on the agenda. Or is there, and I just can't find it?
I can answer that too. That's a work in progress, and we've got a designer that I've contacted to get those things on there, so just be patient with us.
Because that would free up Heather's time, in my mind.
Well, her stuff, she puts on, okay, she puts her on BZA. I do council commissioners, those types of things.
I see.
Okay, each department should be able to, they should learn how to post their own things. But it's all new, and at one time, only one person was able to post on our website, and they only posted what they wanted you to see.
So how far off are we on getting that rectified from?
Well, you gotta just keep moving forward. I mean, there's
Yeah,
different things. We have resolutions that aren't put on, we have minutes that aren't put on, but you gotta
Okay.
have bodies to do it.
I understand. I'm not that's out of my wheelhouse.
So no, it's on the top of the list.
Okay, cool.
And then the last thing, just,
You only get two. No, I'm sorry.
so I don't know if this is you guys or not, but I was at a BZA meeting and a decision was tabled. And it was tabled for further research and information and data about hydrogeology and what they do, you know, the water giants. But, so it got tabled because in order for that transaction to happen, more research, in-depth research was requested. So that deal is off the table is tabled for now. That hydro is still operating. So my question is, does that, because it got tabled for further research and data and studies, they still operate as they do because the transaction didn't go through? Or does that even matter? Do you understand what I'm asking?
I know what you're asking, but I do not, and I'll be honest with you, I do not have an answer for you. If it got tabled by the BZA, when's it coming back up to the BZA?
I have no idea.
Hydro was through their application.
Right. So so in that process, they were tabled because part of the thing was if that they would have to go do further research through Indiana Geological Water and Survey, and, which is smart, but so now they're off the table, which is okay. But as hydrogeology operates, are they required to? Did that study only matter and only be enforced for that sale? Or for that transaction? Is that the answer to that? Okay, I didn't know.
But,
It took me 10 minutes to ask
but
the question.
we as a board have asked for further information from the attorneys on if this comes up again, how are we gonna handle it? Do we need to have things in place to help protect our resources?
Thank you.
Bill?
I thought whenever the planning commission gave it, I'm trying to bring up the term, but it was just for them to do something, and if they ever sold that, it was done. Now, it's sold 2-3 times.
No, they've just renamed their company.
And I hear what you're saying, because I've thought that same thing too. They came in under a premise of taking out water for dying and filling in potholes and whatever, but now it's a totally different ballgame. And it just kind of morphed into that. That was my biggest fear about them coming in to begin with, because they come in and they just do. And that is bothersome to me. That really rattles me, if you can't tell.
I thought though that we had different principles, like different people that were owners.
No, it's the same owner.
It's the same individuals. They've restructured.
But I guess that's a great question. So are they allowed to morph from what they represented from jump into where they are today? Is that, I mean.
Do you have any answers? I'm gonna plead ignorant.
All I can say, the county actually limited the amount of water they could extract lower than what the state would allow them to extract back when, in 2016, when this was first set up. They're under, was it 75, and the county said 50?
50.
Okay. Beyond that, I don't,
Self-reporting,
what's that?
but self-reporting.
Yes, yes. We don't have a department that would go out and check that, I mean, that I know of. I don't know who it would be.
If the reports that the building department receives exceed what they're supposed to be drawing, then yes, it would be
Right.
turned into her, and then I guess Tony would help.
But they self-report, so why would they ever tell on themselves?
Well,
I mean, clearly I have trust issues, but.
it is true that they are self-reporting. That was something that was set up, that arrangement was made under folks that aren't here now, right? I don't know the particulars of whether or not there's a way that the building department can confirm how much is withdrawn. I don't know that, okay? But to Beth's point, if in fact there is evidence that there has been more withdrawn than what there should be, we can take action on that. But as far as I know, that hasn't ever been brought to us.
No.
Is there, is that plead ignorant, I guess. Is there any any way to know that what they're reporting is accurate? Is there any,
Well,
is there any type of agency that goes and checks
The
it?
ratings from the trucking company would show what they're hauling out.
Do we get access to those?
We can ask for it.
Sure we can.
Yeah, I mean, all I know is that they email Heather their report weekly. And I
Yeah,
think-
they do, they email her, I thought it was monthly.
It might be monthly, yeah.
Okay, so let's check into the bill of ladings and see if we can get a report on,
I mean, I think it would be nice if there was a tap card when they got there, that they just tap their card and then they can get water. You know, just like, I have to tap my card at work to get in the building, so.
well, that's, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
I
but-
know that's money.
Yeah, and the county's not gonna put it up. The business would have to put that up. We're not gonna. But if we could get attached the bill of ladings from the trucking, the issue that I have with the whole entire thing, part of it, is the weight of the trucks on the roads. Now, it's my understanding, and please somebody correct me if I'm wrong, and Dave, Commissioner, I know you have to leave, so when you have to leave, please just go ahead, sir. Is that it's my understanding that the route to this facility and out was across the river bridge through town. This is just my understanding. Now, I could be wrong.
You're wrong.
Huh?
Well, I don't know about that, but they use River Road.
I understand that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the original deal was for them to come in and exit through town. And I need to find that out. Empty truck is an empty truck. A loaded truck is a whole different ballgame. And they're traveling River Road with those loaded trucks. I've been
Now,
out.
I will tell you, I have never seen them, I've seen them coming in, like traveling to, south on River Road to come in, but I haven't caught them I haven't seen them
Right.
leaving.
And I guess I'll just go, I need to go out there. They haul water every day. I just
Start
pull,
on 6.
I'll just pull over in the field and watch them. That's the only way for me to find out which way they're coming in. I know they're coming in because they hit a lady, they swapped mirrors and busted out a mirror on a vehicle. But with that being said, there was a whole lot of different circumstances involved in that day, weather and stuff like that. So I will do due diligence to go out there next week and just sit. I'll just,
Yeah, their first load, they vary, but sometimes they get there at 5, but they do definitely get there at 6.
that's fine. I get up, I'm between 4 and 4:30 every day. I can be out there at 6 o'clock sitting there and watching. And I'll see which way they come in, I'll see which way they exit. But if they're hauling loads of water, and Chad, me and you talked about this, what the weight limit is on River Road, that will be determined by the Board of Commissioners. If you're exceeding your weight limit, you don't move. But we have to, the other thing, on the flip side of that, if anybody traveling through town down Main Street or up Washington Street, personally, in my opinion, they ought to be one-way streets. Because on Main Street, when you cross Jefferson, you get down there by the Napa and stuff like that, when people park on both sides of the road, it's all you can do to get a pickup truck through there. So, I mean, I know that's an issue, but if the weight limit exceeds what the road limit is going to be, and there is going to be a road limit, they can't travel that road, they have to find another route. And, just my personal opinion, there's not the only water company in this county. I know Commissioner Risk has addressed this issue. There's got to be some sort of performance bond put up to help allocate fixing our roads. They're hauling out water. The least they could do is put up some sort of financial bond every year to say, we're going to donate this much money is coming back to your county to help maintain the roadways.
Furlough fee, something.
So that is something I'm personally looking into myself. So I'll go out there and sit. Yes, Bill.
I'm also concerned about this 30,000 chicken layer operation that's going to be hauling eggs and feed on a county road, and why, whenever they have access to a highway, why we didn't make them go through the highway.
Once again, When that first started out, and I know something about it, first it was gonna be 200,000 chickens. Then it went to 100,000 chickens and massive operations. Well, last thing I knew, it was gonna be less than 20,000 chickens. It changes the scope of work. State guidelines has got their own variants of what you can do for that kind of stuff. Chad?
I can tell you when they came in to get the driveway permit, nothing was said about a farm, it was a residential driveway permit that they got. I have no way of
Okay.
knowing what they're doing when I get the driveway permit.
And I think that's an issue that the BZA and the Plan Commission need to address, if they haven't addressed this yet. Is it residential or is it commercial?
Because I had no idea that's what.
Did he get, well, did he get,
Long
did
after they applied for the driveway permit, the driveway was in, and then I found out what it was gonna be.
did he get rezoned?
Well, it's agricultural. So under our current ordinances, they don't have to come back before the Plan Commission because it's an acceptable use on agricultural property.
You hear what he just said? It's agricultural, but it's an acceptable use on agricultural land.
So they don't have to come back and get rezoned or anything, which is why we didn't see it.
You see, if they went 40,000, then the state would come in and put restrictions. At
Correct.
50,000, the state's have no.
Yeah, I don't, and is that what the number is?
Guy building the building, don't pay
Well, and once again, I know there's questions about all that kind of stuff, and, you know, if anybody that's gonna put into business like that is gonna spend the kind of money that they spent just for the property alone or whatever, I would think they'd wanna make sure they fell underneath at least the state guidelines, because if it's 30,000 is the limit and you say you're gonna do 40,000, they can't do that. It violates state guidelines.
But they're doing 20.
That's just what I heard. I have no idea. But if Norman says, thank you, Dave.
I gotta go.
Yes, sir. But if Commissioner Warner says that it's agricultural and it doesn't supersede anything that's under the agricultural ordinance or guidelines, then you can't touch them.
Now, I will say, I would like to see that moved over to 231 because I have a concern about commercial traffic in and out of that particular spot on that county road. And we just repaved that road during the whole bridge job up on, north on, up by Cuba. And that road was paved and paved well. It needs some ditches and some cleanup work along the edges, but that's a really good road. I'd hate to see it be destroyed by the weight of a semi packing eggs or chickens or whatever it's gonna be packing. I'd rather see it go out to the state highway or 231 north.
Well, I think whatever company this is and stuff like that, they need to present to the Board of Commissioners as well as the Planning Commission their exact operation guidelines of what's gonna happen, what's not gonna happen. So we have avenues to get a hold of the company and say, send us what you got going on here. What is going to be your plan of operation and stuff? Because I've heard like 3 or 4 different things. You know, first it was 200,000 chickens, and my God, they're putting in these big septic tank mounds, and water was coming in from here and there. Then kind of, huh? 231 North and Wesley Chapel.
Wesley Chapel Road.
So we need to dig in and find some more information, but the Board of Commissioners should at least at the minimum have exactly what the plans of operation is coming from this company.
Yeah, on your application, you'll have contact information for these people, right, on your permit?
Health
For
department.
the person that did the driveway permit, it
Oh.
had been the guy that did the excavating work.
Well, the building department.
You know what I mean? I have no
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
When they come in to get it
We
done,
should have it on
Well-
there. They should have something for when they go to build that barn, they've got to get a permit for that.
The building department has all the information.
Okay.
So we'll request from the company detailed itemized ledger of what their operation is going to be, plan of operation, how many chickens, who's hauling what, where's it going to, sewer, septic, whole 9 yards. I want that information. I've asked for it and I want it. We need to know. Is that a fair statement?
Yep.
Hello, Mr. Walker.
I will state one thing. I work for the Indiana State Department of Agriculture. And these farm units are based off of live animal units. It takes so many chickens to make one animal unit. As long as they stay under the requirements on the farm, they don't have to have permits as long as they're under a certain number. Works the same way with hogs, cattle, the whole thing.
So could you do me a favor?
Try to find that out.
If you can give me that information,
I'll try.
if you, well, you work for them.
I did.
Oh, you did? Well, everybody says they're retarded. If you could find out, so if we could have that information, we'd know exactly if it lined up with what their operation is.
Because for them to get permits for so many animal units, they have to say how many they're gonna have to pass IDM and EPA's permitting.
Mr. Walker, you have your assignment for the,
We have it on the sales disclosure.
anybody else? Yes.
Do you have a rain date for the community picnic?
No, we're eating rain or shine.
Okay. Just wanted to get it right.
Bring your umbrella.
All right.
I don't know, the following Saturday.
Okay.
How's that? That's the best I don't know. We can move it indoors, I guess. Anybody else got anything? Hello, Pat Connor.
Hello, Mr. Commissioner.
How are you?
I'm good. In regards to your heating issue, your cooling issue, do you know, are your units outside? I assume they are.
For what, here?
Yeah, for the computer room and so on, and,
Well, it's down at 911 dispatch.
Oh, okay.
It's inside upstairs.
no, I'm talking about the cooling.
It's a mini split.
It's a mini split. It's at the dispatch there, the one we're having a problem with.
Well, if it's an issue in the winter, and if that unit doesn't have a heater, then the condenser gets really hot and
Mhm.
burns the unit. So it's cooling and burns the unit.
Yeah,
A lot of heating and cooling people don't quote that unit.
you're correct, because that was the one,
They're
yes.
just going in by price in that unit. We went through that on several units. So it just needs to have a heat unit if that's the cost.
That, I agree with you 100%. Yes, thank you. I don't know, I was gonna say something. I'm done. I've said enough. Oh, wait a minute. Auditor.
We changed 15th meeting to the 22nd.
Yes. The next meeting for the Board of Commissioners will be January 22nd at 6 p.m., not the 15th, because we had to move last week's meeting to this week due to scheduling conflict in January and holidays and stuff. Next meeting, January 22nd at 6 p.m.
We have a conflict of interest form that has been submitted that has to be approved by the commissioners.
I don't have that.
So, the HWC engineering, I filed a conflict of interest paperwork since I'm running. Because I sat at a table that they sponsored at one of the Lincoln Day dinners in Hendricks County.
Oh, okay.
So I just wanted it to be on the record.
So you're filing conflict?
It's filed.
Okay.
Actually, we have an email from State Board of Accounts that it has to be, so he's doing it.
Okay, so did you have to have a motion, or he just filed, he just has to sign it?
He just has to sign it and get it in.
Okay. Get it
And
signed.
you gotta make sure you do that.
Yeah, it's signed and filed. I've got to send a copy to the state.
Do you have that with you?
Yes,
Read.
it has to be accepted by the commissioners.
Okay.
You'll have to sign it since Dave's gone. I need to sign it. This one?
Is that his?
Is there a place where the commissioner or Sam sign? She just says accepted by the commissioners at a meeting. I don't know that there's a signature line on it.
I would assume that's this line right here, so. And then I have to send it up to the state as well. Here's the rest of
Oh my God, how many more pages we got?
it. It's 3. Anybody know where he needs to sign of that? Or does he need to sign it?
I've never, the ones that people have turned into me have not had.
Yeah, this is the first one.
Okay. Commissioner Warner has requested conflict of interest disclosure statement. Mr. Commissioner Warner was at a commissioners conference, and he said at the table of HWC in Hendricks County, dinner, estimated value of
200.
was $200. HWC does own county's bridge inspections. Commissioner Warner, did you engage in any illegal activity?
No. I had dinner.
Yeah, well, dinner's fine. Did you accept any money, any type of bribe from HWC while you was at this conference?
No.
You swear to that under perjury of the law?
Yes, sir.
That you abide by the rules and regulations? I make a motion, we accept the conflict of interest from Commissioner Warner. I thank you for bringing this to our attention and being forthright on that, so we don't have any issues. Sometimes when you go to meetings like this stuff, you run into a variety of companies. People talk to you over this, give you this, you know, and you get this, they have dinner for us and different things. I understand it totally. I have all the faith in the world in you, sir, that you did not do anything illegal or accepted any type of bribe.
And there were witnesses. In fact, I didn't engage any HWC folks at all. There was a few people from other companies that come over and spoke, but
It's passed. Sir? Yes, Dale?
I went ahead and looked this up. It's a CFO, confined feeding operations. For chickens or poultry, it's 30,000. As long as they stay under 30,000, then you're gonna have to be permitted.
it's a lot of chicken.
So 30,000 or below 30,000?
Below 30,000, that's chickens, turkeys, or ducks.
Ducks. Anybody's got 30,000 ducks on their property is, okay, 30,000. So we need to find out what their source of,
That's probably why they've dropped it so many different times, so they stay under the permitting, so they don't have to get permits.
understand. As long as they're following the law.
As long as they're staying under what they.
And as long as they're in compliance with state guidelines and county guidelines, okay. If they get out of those guidelines, then we'll have to address those issues, so.
So Chad, on your permit, if it said residential on the permit,
Let me go back to shop.
look at it and see, because if they said residential and now it's obvious it's commercial, then that gives us an avenue to say, go get your permit from the state and bring it out there, because I don't like where it's coming out.
I will get back to the shop. I'll email a copy of it to you guys, and I'll say.
All right. Good
Yep,
luck.
I will find out the plans of operation, trucks, deliveries, what's coming in, what's going out, how many this and this. Yeah, and if it's something we need to address with moving them out to the 231 exit, we'll address that exit. If it's gonna be a liability issue for us, 'cause it's right there in the bottom of that hill. You know,
It's narrow, there's a gas main right there, and
something we need to address. Everybody happy? You happy, Pat? Good, buddy, I'm telling you. So, any other comments, questions, concerns? Meeting is adjourned.
we saw there.
Lindsay wants you to go in and see her.
Thanks, Jill.
Thank you.
Good talking to you, okay?
Okay.
Hey.
Okay, yep.